Just seconds before Judge Mary Kay Holthus sentenced this man to prison, he attacked her.
I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of state. I just remember smashing into the wall. I had closed my eyes. I was trying to protect my face.
Today, we're diving into the untold story of Deobra Redden, a man with a violent past, a history of mental health struggles, and the viral attack that was seen all over the world.
He had me by the hair. Help somebody get him off. So determined and so violent. The level of force he used the entire time was superhuman.
Don't go anywhere, because this is a story of warnings ignored, lives put at risk, and one judge's close brush with a near-death experience.
I am a career prosecutor.
Let's start with Judge Mary Kay Holthus. A respected and dedicated figure, Judge Holthus has devoted years of her career to ensuring justice is served. Known for her compassion and fairness, she has handled numerous high-profile cases, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to the law and to her community.
I have spent 16 of my 27 years with the District Attorney's Office giving a voice to women and children.
Before becoming a district judge, Holthus worked as a prosecutor, building a reputation for her fierce dedication to justice and advocacy for victims' rights. Her approach is grounded in a deep belief that the courtroom should be a place of safety and accountability. By all accounts, she's a no-nonsense judge, respected by colleagues and feared by those facing her in court. Judge Holthus has spent years on the front lines of the criminal justice system, often dealing with defendants who come from difficult backgrounds.
Seeking justice for victims of sexual assault, child abuse, and domestic violence.
And that brings us to Deobra Redden. Redden's journey is a tragic one.
He was born with crack cocaine in his system.
His early years were marked by hardship, loss, and struggle. Mr. Redden's family recalls his struggles with mental health, something he has battled since very young.
His chance of life was taken at birth.
Over time, his life became a pattern of escalating encounters with the law.
Deep inside, he's a good person. He's just not had the opportunity in life to be surrounded by positive people.
Each time, he was released back into society without proper support or intervention.
Meeting his own family.
For years, he bounced between incarceration and short-lived freedom. At each step, his behavior became more erratic, and he seemed to slip further through the cracks of a broken system. By the time Deobra entered Judge Holthus' courtroom on that fateful day, his story was one of frustration, missed opportunities for support, and a man barely holding on.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts, based on my criminal history, I feel that, I shouldn't be, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history?
In the altercation that landed him here, Deobra lashed out with a baseball bat, threatening his brother-in-law. The incident landed him back in court, this time facing charges that could carry a lengthy prison sentence. For Deobra, it seemed like a breaking point, a last straw in life defined by unaddressed needs and a lack of resources.
Have you looked at your criminal history?
Actually, I looked at it.
When you lived it, I suppose.
According to those who were there, Redden looked tense, on edge, a man who seemed cornered with nothing left to lose. You could see Mr. Redden moves to the right and stares down at the desk. While testifying, the judge was asked if she noticed this.
Just now observed Mr. Redden move his body position a bit.
Yes.
Did you notice that back then?
No.
In that brief moment, he crossed a line no one expected, attacking Judge Holthus in a moment of violence and desperation.
I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of
As you just witnessed, if it wasn't for this man next to her, this would have been an entirely different story.
I saw my law clerk who was sitting next to me, who had dove almost in front of me.
Smashing the back of her skull, just smashing the back of it. At that moment, I was actually thinking to myself, oh my God, he's gonna kill Judge Holthus. And then he actually drags her down, almost twists her a little bit, and was face to face with the judge.
When the 6-foot, 190-pound man leapt over her bench and attacked her.
When you see a car accident and people get hit so hard by a car, their shoes come off, that's how hard he hit me.
His actions were quick, intense, and left everyone in shock. How was a man able to attack a judge in the middle of her own courtroom? In the aftermath, investigators started asking hard questions. How could this happen?
Outside the courtroom, a delay in response.
According to the police report, they called for backup. They showed up at the incorrect room.
Marshals were flagged down to the correct room and arrived as Redden was being taken into custody.
The hard truth is defendants sit just a few feet away from judges, separated by only a barrier that's mostly symbolic.
Corrections officers heard him utter the words, "He had a bad day," and tried to kill the judge today.